What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to I'm Starting to Think. I'm your host, Blueprint. And today I'm starting to think Angel Reese is underrated. Now, I know some people are going to ask, how can Angel Reese be underrated when everybody knows who she is? Because being famous and being respected for your basketball ability are two different things. People talk about Angel's personality, social media, confidence, and rivalry with Caitlin Clark. They talk about almost everything except what she has accomplished on the basketball court. Angel won a national championship. She was named the most outstanding player of the NCAA tournament. She produced a historic college season and immediately became one of the greatest rebounders in WNBA history. Yet the media continues telling her story like she was only a supporting character in Caitlin Clark's rise to fame. I don't understand how a national champion gets overshadowed by a player primarily known for breaking records. Angel knows what it takes to help lead a team to a national championship. Caitlin knows how to break records. One is known for winning the biggest game. The other is known for breaking records without winning the national championship. Yet the media seems to expect the player who has never won a national championship to lead her WNBA team to a championship before the proven national champion. Something about that does not add up. Let's return to the 2023 national championship game. LSU defeated Iowa 102-85. LSU did not barely survive. LSU won by 17 points and set a record for the most points ever scored in a women's national championship game. Angel finished with 15 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block. She helped LSU win its first women's basketball national championship and was named the tournament's most outstanding player. That should have been Angel Reese's moment. Caitlin had an incredible tournament. Nobody is denying that. She delivered historic performances against Louisville and South Carolina and deserved recognition for everything she accomplished. But when the championship game ended, Angel and LSU were the champions. Why does it feel like the media remembers Caitlin losing that championship more than it remembers Angel winning it? How did Caitlin walk away with the spotlight while Angel walked away with the trophy? Somehow, the winner became the villain while the person she defeated remained the main character. The gesture that changed the story, we all remember the moment. As LSU was closing out the championship, Angel used the "you can't see me" gesture toward Caitlin and pointed at her ring finger. But let's stop acting like Angel introduced that gesture to the tournament. Caitlin had already used it earlier in the tournament. When Caitlin did it, people celebrated her confidence and competitive fire. Angel gave that same energy back to her. Her message was simple. You were comfortable doing it before, so now see how it feels when somebody does it to you. Angel did not introduce a new level of disrespect. She held up a mirror. But when Angel made the gesture, everybody suddenly wanted to have a national conversation about class and sportsmanship. When Caitlin showed emotion, she was competitive. When Angel showed emotion, she was classless. When Caitlin talked trash, it was confidence. When Angel returned it, people acted like she committed a federal crime on live television. They were practically ready to hold congressional hearings over a John Cena hand gesture. Even Caitlin said Angel did not deserve the criticism. Caitlin understood that trash talk was part of basketball. So if Caitlin was not offended, why was everybody else pretending to be offended for her? Instead of celebrating Angel Reese as a national champion, much of the coverage focused on whether her celebration went too far. Angel helped LSU win the biggest game in college basketball. But the conversation became more about how she celebrated than what she accomplished. That is how you overshadow a championship. You take the champion's greatest moment and turn it into a controversy centered around the player she defeated. Angel should have left that game as the face of LSU's historic championship. Instead, the media turned her into the villain in Caitlin Clark's story. Would Caitlin have become famous without Angel? Yes. Caitlin was already an outstanding player with a growing national following. But Angel's gesture helped transform Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese into one of the biggest rivalries in women's basketball. Television shows debated it. Social media exploded. People who did not normally watch women's basketball suddenly had an opinion. Every great sports story needs competition. Allie needed Frazier. Magic needed Bird. Caitlin's story became even bigger when Angel entered it. But there is something strange about the way the media tells this story. Caitlin is often treated like she defeated Angel, even though Angel was the one who walked away with the championship trophy. If you need another example of Angel's championship being overshadowed, look at what happened with the White House invitation. Traditionally, the national champion gets invited to the White House. LSU defeated Iowa by 17 points. LSU should have been invited, celebrated as the champion, and allowed to enjoy its moment. But First Lady Jill Biden suggested that Iowa should be invited too because the team played a good game. Excuse me? Since when does the runner-up get invited to the White House for losing the national championship? Even after Angel and LSU won, people were still searching for a way to include Caitlin in their celebration. Angel called the suggestion a joke, and I understand why. Imagine winning the Super Bowl and discovering that the team you defeated was also invited to the White House because it played a good game. That is not how championships work. To Caitlin's credit, she agreed that Iowa should not be invited. She said the White House visit belonged to LSU and that the champions deserved to enjoy their moment. The White House later clarified Jill Biden's comments, and Iowa never received a formal invitation. But the fact that the suggestion was made proves the larger point. Angel could not even enjoy her team's White House moment without somebody asking, "But what about Caitlin?" LSU won the championship, but people still wanted the runner-up standing beside the champions. If that is not overshadowing Angel's accomplishment, then what is? This is where the media's priorities become confusing. Caitlin is celebrated for breaking scoring and assist records, and those accomplishments deserve respect. But breaking records and winning championships are not the same thing. Records prove that you can produce incredible individual numbers. A championship proves that your team finished the job. Angel has already experienced the pressure of playing on the biggest stage and leaving with the trophy. Caitlin reached the national championship game twice, but Iowa did not win either time. That does not erase Caitlin's greatness, but it should affect how we discuss both players. Why is Caitlin treated like a guaranteed future WNBA champion, while Angel, a player with an actual national championship, is treated like she does not understand winning basketball? People look at Caitlin's records and predict championships that have not happened. Then they look at Angel's championship and act like it does not count. One player receives credit for what people believe she might accomplish. The other struggles to receive credit for what she has already accomplished. Angel Reese knows what it feels like to help lead her team to a national championship. Caitlin Clark knows what it feels like to break records. One is known for winning the biggest game. The other is known for producing historic numbers without winning the national championship. Yet the media seems more confident that the player who never won a national championship will lead her WNBA team to a title than the player who has already proven she can perform on a championship team. Something about that does not add up. The unfair treatment followed Angel into the WNBA. She was selected 7th in the 2024 WNBA draft and immediately proved that she belonged. During her rookie season, Angel averaged 13.6 points and a WNBA record 13.1 rebounds per game. She recorded 15 consecutive double-doubles and became the first player in league history to produce 3 consecutive games with at least 20 rebounds. Then she led the league in rebounding again during her second season, averaging 12.6 rebounds per game. Angel became the only player in WNBA history to hold the two highest single-season rebounding averages. She also became a two-time All-Star during her first two seasons. Those are not ordinary accomplishments. Those are historic accomplishments. But what do people focus on? They talk about her missed shots. They count how many times she rebounds one of her own misses. They create nicknames to make fun of her finishing while ignoring everything else she contributes. She leads the league in rebounds, but people say rebounding is not important. She records another double-double, but people search for a reason why it should not count. She becomes an all-star, and people say it only happened because of her popularity. At some point, you have to stop moving the goalpost and admit that Angel is doing something special. Yes, Angel needs to improve her finishing. Yes, she needs to continue developing her footwork and offensive range. Being underrated does not mean being perfect, but rebounding requires positioning, strength, anticipation, timing, and effort. Angel creates additional possessions, controls the glass, and does the physical work that helps teams win. Those contributions do not suddenly become meaningless because some people dislike her personality. During Angel's rookie season, she was ejected after receiving 2 technical fouls against New York. The WNBA later rescinded the second technical foul, meaning the ejection should not have happened the way it did. But by then, the image of Angel being thrown out of the game had already spread across social media. Once again, the negative image received more attention than the correction. Then Chicago suspended Angel for half a game after she publicly said the team needed better players to compete. You might not like how she expressed herself, but was she wrong for wanting the organization to improve? There is a difference between holding a player accountable and expecting her to remain quiet while her team continues to struggle. Angel has now joined the Atlanta Dream, giving her an opportunity to begin a new chapter with a more competitive organization. Maybe Atlanta will finally allow people to see Angel as more than Caitlin Clark's rival or the villain from that national championship game. The WNBA cannot have it both ways. The league cannot use Angel's popularity to promote games, sell a rivalry, attract viewers, and generate social media engagement, while failing to celebrate her basketball accomplishments with that same energy. If Angel is important enough to promote whenever Caitlin is involved, then she is important enough to celebrate when she makes history without Caitlin being anywhere near the court. So yes, I'm starting to think Angel Reese is underrated. Not because nobody talks about her, but because too many people discuss everything except her basketball resume. Angel is a national champion. She was the NCAA tournament's most outstanding player. She produced a historic college season, became a 2-time WNBA All-Star, and established herself as one of the most dominant rebounders the league has ever seen. Angel knows what it feels like to finish the season holding a championship trophy. Caitlin knows what it feels like to break records. Both accomplishments deserve respect, but we cannot pretend they are the same. The media continues predicting that Caitlin will lead her WNBA team to a championship, while questioning whether Angel contributes to winning basketball. But Angel is the one who has already proven that she can help lead a team to a national championship. Angel did not steal anybody's moment. She earned her own moment. The media simply spent more time criticizing how she celebrated it than acknowledging what she accomplished. But let me know what you think. Is Angel Reese truly underrated? Did the media overshadow her national championship by making Caitlin Clark the center of the story? And why does the national champion receive less confidence than the record breaker who has never won a national championship? Leave your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join us for the next conversation. This has been Blueprint. And remember, Sometimes you have to look beyond the headlines before the truth finally starts to show itself. We're just getting started.